Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Salem by Night Chronicle. I'm the Ravenous Archon. My name is Will, and I will be your storyteller this evening. Unless we left off with our Anarch coterie, we opened up later in the evening than we had left them off with everyone kind of meeting up at the safe house. And the group decided as a whole that they were going to head into Gresham to investigate the Quajian population, and I use that term very loosely. They saw that part of the city was preparing for the Chinese New Year, and they noticed that there was a very similar uniform of sorts to certain people that were keeping an eye on them as they traveled through the city. But they arrived at the casino and noticed that there were 3 family banners hanging outside. Erikson remembered hearing something about a circular kind of Celtic knot of snakes from the report from the scouting of the Orpheus a way long ago. And they noticed that inside the 2-story building, there was a balcony that overlooked the main pachinko hall that took up the entirety of the first floor. And as they started to stir the pot, as I use that phrase very loosely again, they heard a shotgun blast from the front doors. They ended up killing a couple of the bouncers. And as Erikson was going up to investigate the second story, he noticed that the invading couple was actually the male of the two was his cousin, Edwin Wood. Andreas and Melvin interrogated one of the survivors, and they learned that the boss of the place is called Old Man Shen, and that there was a hidden room behind the dragon fountain. They let the kid go, and after they showed him the office, and Erikson and Edwin got a chance to talk outside while all that was going on. Erikson did not argue or correct his cousin about being at witness protection, but he did learn that they were told that vampires would be here at the casino. And then he learned the tragic backstory of what set Edwin on this path about having lost his wife to a serial killer that turned out to be an actual vampire, and how Father Bauer had kind of helped him to track down and kill the vampire that killed his wife and other people before. They exchanged information with each other, and then they took off. And when everybody met back up at the fountain, they exchanged information. They quickly left the establishment as sirens got closer. They noticed that nobody followed them once they left the Gresham county line and got back into the city itself. And we left off with them turning in for the day. So we are Sons of Ravnos tonight. So it's just going to be the dynamic duo of Melvin and Erikson.
Let's fuck some shit.
Hello.
So maybe there's going to be some actual conscious effort to not set things on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
I like that.
Okay, so
We'll go with that.
I'll immediately throw that in the wastebasket. So we're going to jump to the end of the weekend. It's Monday the 12th, unless you guys have something to do over Saturday and Sunday. But otherwise, we can jump to Monday. You got word from let me get his name for you.
The only thing that I would want to potentially do is, and obviously I'm assuming that Andreas approves this, but sending a couple of the lost souls to incognito as much as possible around the church, just to kind of scope it out.
Sure, that could
during
be
the day. During the day, so we have an idea of the comings and goings during the day.
Sure. Benjamin Statler, one of the harpies here in Portland, would have come by during the weekend and told you that Prince Albertson is going to be holding an Elysium on Friday the 16th. Attendance is not mandatory. It is suggested. Attendance is optional always for his Elysiums. But they will be discussing territory disputes and a rise in exchange that has taken place with the Quajian. So, but he does tell you that it's going to be taking place over at Club 45 midnight, and that he has decided to give Hannah Turner the other harpy the honor of hosting the Elysium for the evening at her club.
Okay.
So you have Saturday and Sunday to have done anything. You want to send the lost souls, a couple of lost souls to investigate the church. Easily done. Excuse me.
I also want to send one incognito, not on the bike. We can rent him a car if we need to, but not somebody who's going to feel awkward or uncomfortable and stand out in where the Kwai-Jin are. Because I want to see what their reactions to what happened are, so that we have a full report when we do go to the Elysium.
Sure.
I mean, I think that I know that anybody that we sent, like, that's the only thing, is that I would like to know what is the consensus of what they feel has happened at this space, at the actual inside the actual casino, because I would like to know how deep in shit we are, or if they actually think that this is some vigilante, uh, militia from the church.
Sure.
That's my main concern, but I think that that's something that can be done without having to send a free soul, because they are going to look out of place like we are.
True. Well, you could send like a young guy who still hasn't become grizzled, and you
do have
a prospect.
I will remind you do have Colleen and Eileen that you can use.
I'll use Eileen, not Colleen, because she is a vampire.
But she is thin blood, so they might react to her differently.
Oh,
I love how he drops these little.
How about we make it a mother-daughter combo?
Okay, you can do that.
What do you? Let's make it a mother-daughter combo going out there.
Yeah, send them both out there. I mean,
because I want to send the sergeant who has police vision, along with the thin blood.
It's a lot less conspicuous when they both show up during the day,
right?
Since Colleen is a day walker.
Okay,
but that is you putting your daughter and your granddaughter in direct line of the lion's mouth. Should something happen.
Let's not send Colleen then. Well, I don't know. Now you got me. Fuck, Will. God damn.
Just wait. He's okay. This is his job to fuck with you.
Yeah.
So
you know what? No. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send Colleen
by herself,
but I'm not gonna tell her that I'm sending Eileen behind her to watch her.
Good, because that won't go bad. That won't. But I get you. I get what you're trying to do. Okay. Would we hear from Mickey during the weekend at all?
During the weekend, even or odds in your favor.
Today's been an odd day, so I'll go with odd.
All right. Well, that's a 2. So
there you go. And the streak continues.
He doesn't reach out to you, but if you want to reach out to him, you totally can during the weekend.
Yeah, I'll reach out to him just to see if we have. Considering what we just went through, I would love to get as much information as possible as soon as possible.
Sure. You're a couple of days ahead of the Camarilla coterie. So from what we've done, I'm going to extrapolate what might have come of this back in Salem. But if you call Mickey Blue, he answers the phone. Mr. Wood, good to see you. Good to hear from you again. I haven't found anything on the Orpheus just yet. I'm still working on trying to get into some of those doors that I told you about. But they're good about vetting people.
I would imagine so.
I've had to recall at least 4 agents that I've thrown in there, so. I've
Let me
had
ask
to
you,
call in favors from California.
Oh wow, going deep. You're going way out. No, it's like way out from Salem.
Pick up that name
Did
you
you get
just
any
dropped.
information? Yeah, California. Have you heard any information, or were you able to get any information on Father Bauer and his whereabouts?
The only thing that I have that is for sure on any kind of Bauer is clean. Everything that I've looked up shows him going through seminary. Fantastic record. It was assigned to the St. John Fisher Catholic Church 2 years ago. His name is Armand. But no, other than he studied out in Greece. He has an Orthodox license, and he spent a couple of years under the watchful eye of a cardinal in Vienna. But that's it. It's otherwise clean. This guy has not even tried to jaywalk, it seems.
I mean, don't take this the wrong way what I'm about to say, but regardless of clergy, I believe, in my experience, if you dig deep enough, you'll run into mud. So
I've been digging.
maybe not so much. Yeah, maybe not so much Father Bauer. However, he does associate himself with a group. In fact, I'm going to give you a phone number, and I'm going to actually give him my cousin's phone number.
Okay.
And not necessarily for you to contact him. However, if you have the resources to be able to know who he's contacting, uh, you would probably have a good idea of where you can find or at least locate where uh, Father Bauer would be, which would give us an idea at least.
Yep.
I don't know if that's something that you can do.
So you don't want me to call this number, is what you're saying? But to try and track whoever owns this number?
It's not whoever I don't want you to track who owns the number. I want you to track the numbers that they're calling.
Oh.
Because frequency is the key on this one.
Hmm.
I have a feeling that whoever this person's been speaking to, especially in the past, the event that happened to us was on Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I want you to, if you can, just see what records of who this phone number was calling on Thursday and Friday, or days leading up to Friday. You're probably going to see a pattern of the same number.
Are you calling this in front of me? So I'm hearing the one side of the story, or no?
Oh, I would do that in front of you. There's no.
Okay, so I go, you're trying to say tap the phone.
Oh.
I literally just go, you want them to tap the line.
Okay. Yes, tap the line.
This isn't a filibuster.
Sure.
See, because you were a senator?
Yeah,
I know things.
That's,
I know
that's
shit.
smart. That's smart.
Funny. I don't know if you're able to tap a cell phone, but if you could, that would be great.
No, it's not a cell phone.
Oh, it's an actual landline? Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
We're in the early 80s. There's no cell phone.
Yeah, we're in the mid 80s.
Yeah.
Zach Morris hasn't shown up yet.
Edwin does not have the money for a cell phone.
Okay. So if you can just tap the phones and get the conversations that are happening there, that would actually accelerate the process of what we're trying to do, if that could work.
All right, I'll get to work on that.
I guess with that phone number, you would have to find out where that is, where it's registered, and then bug the phone.
Yep. I mean, it looks like a Portland number, so shouldn't be too far away. I have an agent out there already, so.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that.
It's a Portland number. Oh wait, Portland. I don't hear this part. This part. Damn it.
No.
And I hang up the phone and I'm like, yeah, it's a Portland number.
Cool. What number was it?
And I give him the phone number.
No, you didn't ask for it.
Yeah, I did.
He's the one that has it. Edwin gave
I
him
thought
his
it was-
phone number.
Oh no, but I thought he said he had another phone number.
No.
Like contact. Oh, okay, never mind.
No,
my
I
bad.
gave him. Yeah.
That's why I was like, ask for the number.
Oh, he gave him Edwin's number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not that crazy. I'm not that crazy. I'm just like, yeah, it'll just,
Osmosis.
magic will pop in my head.
Mm-hmm. Here's a series of 7 numbers. Figure out what where it leads to.
Just arrange it.
Okay.
And start calling it.
Yeah. But yeah, so you've set those gears in motion. It is now Monday. Would you have sent Colleen in during the weekend, or do you want to wait to see if there's been any?
I'd want him to go right after, first and foremost, to see. Because the immediate response to it.
Sure.
Just so that I have an idea of what kind of response they have when shit goes down over there.
Okay. All right, let me make some rolls. What orders are you giving Colleen, and what orders are you giving Eileen?
Eileen is try as best you can to keep Colleen out of trouble, but also give her some space and look out for things that she may not look out for given your training. I want to see their response, to see what kind of presence they have in there now that this has gone down, so we have a better picture of maybe some sense of numbers of non-kindred. And with Colleen, I want her to kind of get a feel for how she thinks the situation is, and like you said, kind of see if anybody realizes what she is and how they treat her.
Okay.
And her feelings when she crosses into that area.
So they go in that Saturday. They spend the whole day out there. By the time you wake up, Eileen's asleep, just in a nap. And Colleen is laid out on the floor of the living room. Some dresses and shirts that she's bought for herself and for Eileen and for her son. And she even has a shirt with a trio of dragons, of those Chinese longs, are just kind of in a circle chasing each other. But one's green, one's yellow, and one's red.
Okay. So
and as you come down, she kind of like holds it out to you. She's like, "Oh, perfect fit."
Oh, this is thank for me.
Yeah.
Thank you. I guess I'm a little outdated in my attire.
I mean, you're always wearing the same thing, so I figured you could use some color.
I appreciate this. That's very, very nice of you. Thank you.
Yep. Eileen's sleeping. She's taking a nap.
It's your mother. No, I'm just kidding.
Eileen is the daughter.
Are your daughter? Sorry, your daughter.
Confusion.
I should have named them different, like not Leans.
Sure.
That was my fault.
Eileen.
Sure. But
Geraldine. No.
Yeah. Colleen kind of sits down on the couch. I don't think they realized what I was. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. I tried to treat it as just like a shopping trip, so picked up some things here for myself, for Eileen.
When you crossed over, did you feel something different?
It felt like there was this pressure on my shoulders. Yeah, like there was this kind of weight I was carrying.
Is that something that we felt, Will?
Kind of.
Okay. And the casino, how did it look like at the casino?
Oh, there was police tape everywhere. There was a couple of officers walking around, getting people's information, if they were there, if they had seen anything. But I didn't see anything strange.
Okay. So there wasn't anything. I described the guys in those suits and like the dressed up outfits and that we noticed when we were driving
Oh, I saw them. They were around, but they
in the
weren't.
daytime.
Yeah. They weren't. They weren't too keen on doing anything strange. Like they were just kind of standing on corners, kind of nodding at each other and just walking back and forth.
So they were patrolling.
I guess, yeah, you could call it that.
Nobody approached you to talk to you or anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you going out there, and I appreciate this.
Yeah, this was fun. This was easy.
I'm glad it was easy and that there wasn't any complications. You did good, kid.
I'm gonna go fall asleep for a little bit, and she goes upstairs.
I whistle for Betty D. I'm just like, go snuggle, since I know she likes Betty D.
Yeah. And as she goes into her room, Erikson comes out of his day sleep. And you hear the door open. Eileen comes out of the guest room as well. She's just yawning.
Morning, sunshine.
Morning to you too.
Yeah.
Yeah. This whole flipping the circadian rhythm is not fun. I'm gonna make coffee. Do you? Never mind.
I'll smell it.
Okay. Pour you a cup so you can smell it.
I'll smell it.
Let me smell it. Let me smell it.
Let me smell it.
So, and I hold up the shirt that Colleen got me. I'm like, so what do you think? Does this bring out my eyes?
Oh yeah. It brings out that monster inside of you. Sure.
Oh, you're sweet.
I mean, it's a distraction to your face, yes. If that's what you're asking.
How are you my favorite grandchild?
She just shrugs and she just grabs a scoop full of Folgers and just puts it in the fucking filter.
Yep.
It's my face.
At least somebody kept the family looks, and I point to myself.
Yep.
Colleen kind of gave me a rundown of what she thought was going on, which was a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. Aside from the incident in the alley that I had to step into, she was okay.
Oh.
What? Hold on. Hey, whoop.
I think somebody's burying the lead here.
Let's VHS is out already, right? Yeah. Let's rewind.
VHS is out.
Be kind. Rewind.
Yeah.
Talk to
Betamax had rewind too.
Yeah. Let's bring it back. Because she didn't say anything about an alley.
Oh. Figures. Yeah, no. I guess it's what you call feeding. She took somebody behind an alley, and when I caught up to them, she was sucking blood out of him.
Okay.
Was
the person still alive, or
Yeah. It's just she treated it like there was something more that was supposed to come out of it, but she got a little violent with the donor, let's say. But I flashed my badge and diffused the situation.
You mind if I ask how violent?
It wasn't violent because my mother's not the strongest person in the world, but she did push him more than a few feet back, so he staggered for a bit.
Hmm. I look over at Melvin.
Yeah.
Yeah, she snarled at me, but I figured that's just par for the course.
She's still trying to gain control. We're working on it.
Yep, looks like it.
As you know, the right women tend to have strong personalities.
Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that. But she pulls out her notebook and she immediately flips it open.
I like lean back in a proud papa moment that she's like detectiving this right now.
Yeah. That's what you told her to do.
Yeah.
She's like, so the casino was canvassed. There's police tape everywhere. Almost an abundance of police tape. For the amount of suits they had out there, at least for uniforms. There was only 2 squad cars, 3 uniforms. There was one that looked to be plainclothes, but also didn't look Anglo-Saxon. I'll say he was more Oriental than anything.
Okay.
So I don't know if he was actually part of the plainclothes unit or if he was just somebody that had privilege.
I describe the guy, the one that beat up.
That 5-finger
Yeah,
punch.
yeah. The only way I can describe it is because we said he's like the Jet Li from Lethal Weapon 4.
Yeah.
Like that badass.
Yeah, she's like, no, that's not who I saw. The guy I saw thin, kind of wiry looking.
He's whitey.
Angled features, almost like a beak for a nose. Widow's peak, black hair. No facial hair whatsoever. He had a little bit of wrinkling around the eyes. So he must have been older, maybe early 40s. Clean cut, controlled. I didn't get too much out of him though. He was a tough cookie to read.
May I ask, what was the impression, if you were able to get that from them, on what they thought or could have happened?
The look that I got from the uniforms that were there were very much like this was a punishment and not a task for the force. The body language definitely told me that this was not a task that they were assigned to do, but were forced to do. They paid a lot of reverence to the gentleman, the plainclothes gentleman. But he also was driven away in one of the squad cars. So I'm kind of torn as to whether or not he was part of the unit or if he was just, like I said, someone with privilege.
He might have been a suit.
Maybe.
Oh, or he could be somebody that, I mean, what are the odds that this same person could have their connection to that casino?
Closest alphabet branch is in Seattle. So they could have gotten somebody over here in that time, but
it could be a ghoul.
That's above my pay grade.
I mean, you're getting a raise pretty soon.
I don't know what that means with you anymore.
Yeah. Are you gonna bite her?
No. I just mean she's got a lot of information now.
Oh.
So she.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know why the alphabet would be interested in a low-level casino like that. Did you find anything that would perk up those kind of ears?
There was just a bunch of chips. We searched that place up and down, and we found a secret room, but the secret room didn't have anything aside from more chips and more of these coins. And I showed her the coin, not the one covered in blood, like the clean one.
She takes it, and you see that she puts it. She kind of runs it through her fingers, and then she puts it on the counter, and she grabs what looks to be a sturdy mug, and she brings it crashing down on the coin. And as she lifts the mug, you see that the coin is split in two.
So it's fake.
Counterfeit.
And inside you see that there is like folded over paper to give it weight and substance. But as she unfurls it, you can see the traditional Chinese kind of kanji writing. And it is like a message. And she holds out her hand. You got any more of those coins?
Yeah. And I give her the rest of them. I'm like, don't mind the one with blood on it and brainstem.
She just like with her pinky, she just kind of slides it back at you.
Just slides it away.
Yeah, you can keep that as a souvenir. But she brings down the mug on every coin, and out of the 9 that you gave her, 3 of them were fake. Same message on all 3 of them. It's the same message on all 3 of them.
Okay.
We would need to translate this somehow.
So I asked Eileen, do you know of anybody in the force that's good with that languages or anything like that?
I live in Podunk, Oregon. This is nowhere near what I can pull. I can pull Spanish, I can pull French. This is alien language compared to what I can pull.
Okay.
I might be able to pull a German or a Russian, but it's too far out there.
Yeah, this doesn't help. Yeah, that doesn't help.
Sorry.
Okay. No, you've already done.
Next time I join a force, I'll make sure that there's a fucking Japanese interpreter there.
Science lesson that we learned today, though. A human skull is not as strong as a mug because that coin didn't break when it went through that guy's head.
That might be a real coin.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, right now we're looking at 33%, so the odds are in your favor that it is a real coin.
That it was a real coin. That would have been funny though if it would have broken inside of him and like the message came out of his mouth. Like, sorry.
No, I was gonna ask, where did you get those coins again? Yeah, because
I won them. I remember when I won more than you at the casino.
No, I don't recall that, but you did get them when you won. So
yeah.
So they run on counterfeit. So in other words, this place is running on counterfeit coin.
No, this place is not necessarily running on counterfeit coin, but they're hiding coins among the real ones and sending messages. I feel that I in my head I'm just like, I feel that boon being granted by the prince. I grab one since you said that they're all the same message.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of the free souls around?
August is around. He's still complaining about his whole issue.
Okay. Hey, August. I call for August because I don't think he was in the room.
No, he comes up from downstairs. Yeah, what's up, Mr. Rat?
Hey, good morning, evening.
Yeah, nothing.
I got a question for you. Do you know if any of the free souls have any kind of background with languages?
Oh.
Maybe far eastern languages.
It's gonna be good.
Excuse me. That's a big ask, Mr. Rat. The smartest one that I've seen is Shepard. But Shepard doesn't have. He's never shown any skill with that kind of thing.
Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna. It's Portland, right?
Yeah.
There's at least one library here.
Of course.
I want to go to the library and look up a book and translate it myself.
Okay.
And not get anybody else involved.
You're gonna do it by yourself?
No, you can come if you want. If you don't.
Yeah, I think that would probably be best, just in case something does happen. But before, what I want to ask is, we let somebody go, didn't we?
I didn't let anybody go.
Somebody ran off on their own from the casino.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So.
Well, technically, you let 2 people go.
Well, those 2 people I can account for.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Can you account for the one that you let go?
Keeping
now that
track?
we're going to start pointing fingers?
Keeping track now?
No.
The reason why I bring that up is because, it's making me more and more leaning towards the fact that somebody in this knows that we were a part of this.
Well, yes and no. We scared him enough that when you're that terrified, odds are you probably don't know. But you know what? At the same time, after what they did to these guys, I don't mind if they know that we would retaliate.
Did by any chance, Will, did Blue Eyes tell me how long it would take roughly for him to be able to tap the phone?
He did not.
Okay.
But I get that you think it's a loose end, but sometimes you need to leave one to tell the story.
I just eat them or set them on fire. So yes, I understand that. Everybody has their own different way of doing this. So,
unfortunately for me, I learned a lot while I was in Chicago. There's ways that the people that I dealt with on a daily basis did things, and I'm starting to see the merits in some of the ways that they handled things.
Eileen kind of perks her eyebrow at you when you say that. That's a dangerous talk.
These are very dangerous people, Eileen. And
there's still the oath that we took to the badge and to the people.
You're right. That's why I don't feed on.
You just said that you killed a man with a coin.
Correct.
Because that's not officer like behavior.
So if a suspect shoots at you, you don't shoot back?
Oh, yeah.
They attacked us. They attacked us first.
She slowly turns to look at Erikson.
They
did, though. If I remember correctly, they squared up on us.
I agree. No, I agree. I'm just enjoying this witty banter that is this interaction right now.
Is Erikson trying to hide that they started the fight, or
what? Am I trying to hide that we started or that they did? Because we didn't start nothing. I mean, I didn't start nothing.
Technically, you guys
we heard a
did start
gunshot. Technically, the gunshot started the fight.
Yeah,
Like
we didn't start it.
They
let's
squared
go
up.
with, let's go
They
with
squared
technicality.
up, but there's the series of events are they squared up, and then two of them ended up inside the staircase.
You forgot the part where there was a gunshot. Somebody flew.
Yeah, I heard all I turned around was after winning my Plinko game was seeing Andreas getting jumped by two guys. So I immediately was like, hey, these guys are starting shit. I won at Plinko. These guys are starting shit.
Okay.
I need to go help him.
There's a look of distrust from Eileen. I'll just say that then.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
so I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, she looks at me, and I will say, look, there is such a thing as a flight or fight response, and unfortunately, given in that chaotic situation that happened between us in this scenario, we took it as there was a threat to our life, so we naturally had to combat that threat.
The immortal life that you have now.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
I mean, we can still perish. Don't get me wrong. Well, granted, if I get hit by a car, it'll just take me a few days to get over it. But well, we can. There's still ways of putting us into the ground, and when when there's a hail of gunfire that is coming from behind us, I would assume we're being cornered in. So
you see her write something down on a fresh page in her notebook.
Yeah, you do that. Like,
Eileen, the amount of things that I've lost doing everything the 100% the right way and by the book, the people that I've seen who have died doing the right thing, and now I have an opportunity to be able to do something about it. And I tell her, back in Chicago, I worked with a bunch of task forces. I learned something from a wise man over there. They pull a knife, you pull a gun. They send one of yours to the hospital, you send one of them to the morgue. That's the way that these people listen and understand.
You go down.
That's how these people understand what's going on. I've lost so much my life trying to do the right thing.
And she puts up her hands. It's like, I just want to make sure that you don't turn into one of them, trying to make sure that none of them are on the streets anymore.
As long as there's ones out there that I know.
There's a thin line between nobility and imperialism.
I'm not talking about taking over the world here. But I'm no Superman by any means.
Every river starts off as a trickle. All I'm saying.
You need to stop reading all those books. No, just kidding.
Do you both read the same books? I mean, this is just.
But
Christmas gifts. They just give to each other. Here you go. Read these.
I still know who I am, Eileen.
Okay.
I'm still the person that you've known this whole time. Okay. I've just got some additional things I'm working out.
Eileen, did you? I don't know if we asked you, and I apologize if this is coming out as of left field. I would imagine that we would have asked you if you had any information or were able to connect any information through your channels about the St. John Fisher Church and Father Bauer.
First I hear of it.
No, we didn't mention any of that to her yet. No. So, St. John Fisher, since Erikson so brought that up, that's probably the next thing we're going to kind of need you to help us out with. Turns out, there's people out there that, like to hunt people like us. And I point to us.
Yeah, and she just looks at you. She's like, assholes or vampires?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a church in here, St. John Fisher. Looks like it's being head by some. It sounds pretty fundamentalist. Seems almost cult-like what this guy's feeding people, and he's taking poor folks off the street, clouding their brains and sending them to the wolves, so to speak. The two of the people that we interacted with at the casino were part of that church.
Okay.
And they went in guns blazing, but when I say guns, they were severely under-equipped for what they were going to encounter.
Okay.
It's the whole thing of there's 8 guys. Somebody sends you. There's 8 guys in the room, and you get a 6-shooter.
Okay.
The big key point of all that is, I imagine when you went there to the casino, and you probably heard a discussion of 2 men in the front that, and I'm going to say that they were human because they probably bring up that if they saw those bodies were blasted with a shotgun blast. I don't know if you heard any of that while you were there.
I did not. There's no, like I said, the uniforms weren't there to do their job. They were there to babysit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's starting to be clear more and more now. That they're just trying to show presence, but also sweep kind of what's been going on under the rug. I've done that before in Georgia. I that makes a lot of sense. So I have a feeling, and I look over at Melvin. I go, maybe we can use these new vigilantes to bring out who we're trying to look for in all of this. I start thinking about it. I'm like,
I mean, I threw that out a long time ago.
yeah.
I said to use the church and feed them information.
Now it's my idea. So now,
fair enough. Fair enough.
Now it's more viable.
Now it's more viable.
Now it's more viable because I came up with it.
Yeah. Right. See how
your plan was good. It had problems. My plan, perfect. We're gonna go with my plan.
Yeah, because 3 sessions ago, I have St. John Fisher hunters. Let's use them. That's what I put in my notes.
Yeah. But now we have an inn. So
yeah. It's not a bad idea, but then again, you're also putting these people, which potentially don't know any better, and we're just corrupted by this Bowers guy, and you're potentially going to put innocent people in harm's way. And I look at Eileen. See, no, I didn't say that to her. I didn't say that to her, but I just look at her. Like I just kind of look at her.
Yeah, she just kind of like,
You don't want to write anything down in your notebook? No, I don't. I'm like,
oh, I was gonna say she would have wrote down baby steps.
All right,
it's okay. By now, something would have already been on fire, so it's okay. We're good right now.
So I definitely want to go to the library then and start dissect. This is our next step, I think.
Let's go.
There's
one library that is open late into the evening. It is not on university grounds. It is the Portland Municipal Library.
Okay.
And as you walk in, you can see that there's a young lady sitting behind the counter, and she kind of smiles at you as you walk in. excuse me, standing behind her, there's an older looking gentleman, very Vincent Price. Um, he's got the same kind of little mustache, the little streaks of gray that shoot back from his temples into the rest of his hair, almost like lightning bolts. Um, little reading glasses that sit on the bridge of his nose. There are no legs. Excuse me. And as the little bell at the top of the door kind of chimes your entrance, he looks up, closes his book with a very somber kind of thump, and then will grab his glasses and put them in his little vest pocket. But he also smiles as you walk in. Can both of you give me a wits and awareness roll, please?
I was going to ask you because I was going to be like signs of life immediately. That's just I need to see.
Sure.
But let's do the wits.
Okay. Good start to the night. First roll.
Yeah.
I got 2 10s.
Okay, so that's
a
crit.
6, a 7, and then a 7 on my hunger die. Okay. And then a 5.
Okay.
I mean, that's my thing is wits and awareness.
I think that's all of our thing.
A crit is nice.
I got 3 on the hunger, 3 6s, because of course.
Yeah.
I think that's the second time you got that. I think you got that last session.
Yeah.
Yeah. You keep rolling 6s. Both of you got more than 4, so you both notice that as you walk in, the color returns to his flesh. It's almost like you're not sure if, as the closer you get to him and the more he comes into the light, like you start to notice it more, but you definitely have this feeling like when you walked in, he was paler than when you walked up to the counter.
I shoot him in the face. No, I'm just kidding.
I got an idea.
Melvin did notice that the book that he's holding to his chest, before he moved it so that the spine was away from all of you, you did catch that it is a history book of the Inquisition.
Oh.
As we come in, I immediately smile. Good evening, Bolt. Good evening, gentlemen, and
no, I'm lady.
Yeah, and we're with this, like, this is a beautiful establishment. I love coming into something like this, and forgive me, my name is Erikson Wood, and I extend my hand out to him.
I'm just back there like this, like you can't see it with the mask, but I'm just like shit. I'm just like.
Yeah. She stands up and shakes your hand. Camille, are you looking for something in particular? Can I help you find something?
Oh yes. In fact, my colleague here is actually, we're trying to look for world translation, something that when it comes to kanji, this is something that we're actually working on a deposition here in Portland, and we are actually needing some help with translation. I don't know if there's a book.
Thank God I have a mask on. Thank God I have a mask because my facial expressions.
Yeah.
Tremendo baguette.
Baguette. It's thick like butter.
Yeah.
By the way, here's my card. I'm running for Senate here next year.
But you see that as you're telling her what you want and what you're looking for, there's a slow kind of creep as his hand comes up to her shoulder, and he steps forward and is like, Meal, I will take them to the World Languages Department. Please, gentlemen, if you would follow me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And I reach out my hand to him, Erikson.
Like, it's good to meet you. And he does not shake your hand, but comes around the counter.
And I'm walking like with my head kind of down, just so that you don't, like with the fedora.
Sure.
I'm just.
And he's walking us over there. I'm just wanting to,
Yeah.
this is, I am so, this is refreshing to see that a library such as this is actually open at this time.
I am a fan of knowledge and seekers of knowledge, so I try to keep hours that the youth from the college might try to use for their last-minute reports and such.
It's kind of fucked up, huh?
Of what is?
What they did.
What who did?
The people in the Inquisition.
Oh! And you see him kind of...
he was like, wait, what did they do?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the book.
Yeah.
I purposefully... There was a purpose to the way that I said it.
Yeah. And there's a moment where his eyebrow arches as he takes note. And he's just like, you have keen eyes. This is, in fact, a little bit of history, seeing as how history tends to repeat itself.
Ain't that the truth?
Are you familiar with the Inquisition?
Yeah. Definitely familiar with the Inquisition. Not as much as I would like to know, but I've dabbled a bit in the Inquisition.
As they can be quite rousing.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. But he takes you into a side room, and
this
he
was
closes
exactly
the doors.
how I wanted it to be. This is the perfect interaction of how I wanted it to be.
He closes the doors, and you can just see a bunch of different books on different languages all across the back wall. And as he closes the door, you see the glass in the room. Every single, like, the windows, the glass to the double doors that lead into the room, even the kind of faux crystal chandelier, everything crystalline fogs over.
I have... I just put my hand in my trench coat and grab one of the stakes.
But he turns to the two of you. I hope that you don't mind, that this will help for any conversations so that they do not leave the room.
And what, pray tell, kind of conversation do you think is going to be happening in this room?
It is not every night that I see two kindred come into my library.
Then I guess the flush of life in your face you can remove now.
I think I will keep it just in case this is a short conversation.
So,
well said.
Yeah, it's...
And I look over at Melvin. I'm like I whisper it. I'm like, we gotta work on flush of life when we go into fucking places.
Dude, I have a mask on. Like, that's what I'm like.
Right.
I have a
it's
mask.
Pretty fucking obvious.
I'm like, here.
Hey!
I lift my head up and I'm like, here's my flush of life. I gotta paint. I paint it.
Yeah, but you notice that the kindred that's with you kind of looks over at you. Is like, are you so hideous that you must wear a mask? I did not understand. I don't. It has become so rare that I see a Nosferatu that is actually a masquerade breach.
What do you? What? I'm not breaching. Am I?
I mean, you are wearing a mask, so no, you are not breaching. But are you so hideous under there that you are a breach? If you don't mind me asking.
I go like this.
I do this immediately because
I'm like, you tell me.
He looks at you. He's like, "Oh no, you have seen some better days, I think, but do not feel like you have to wear that here."
I appreciate that, but it's kind of become a part of me.
Sure.
I
understand.
Melvin, by the way.
It's nice to meet you. Now he does extend his hand to you.
Take it out.
My name is Grigory Handel. I am the proprietor here at the municipal library. And now he does extend his hand out to Erikson.
And I give him, as I shake his hand, I give him such the like. The only way I can describe it is it looks like a firm handshake, but it's not at all. I am being as soft as possible with this gentleman.
Okay. And he is not trying to fashion any sign of strength on you. Like he is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use my
Yeah.
Works half the time. Just
so so Grigori, we're visitors to the city, to Portland.
I noticed you have not been in any of the Elysiums from before.
We'll be there on the next one.
Oh, on Friday.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Friday, yeah.
You passed the first test, and I smirk.
And we are a tower here.
Yeah.
I hope you are as well.
Tower, yeah. I worked with the tower back in Salem.
Oh, yeah, that is Prince Hyde. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is,
and like you just see my voice. It's like, yeah. Want to fucking kill that guy?
It's a real shame what happened to Miss Birmingham. She was very much liked here in Portland.
She was liked by me also.
by many of us, indeed.
So, Gregory, we came because there was no lie about what we were here for. We are looking for some kind of book that can help us in translating a message.
I noticed. If you had been deceitful in any way to Camille or myself, I would have taken you to a different room.
Oh.
And then in my head,
so is she yours?
She is mine. Yes.
Okay. Just to know the boundaries here. So we found a note which we believe is of utmost importance for us to translate, and I take out the note, one of the copies of it.
You see him clap his hands twice, and he goes, "Christian, are you here?" And in one of the panes of fogged over glass on the double doors, you just see a little streak, a second streak, and then a wide U of a happy face. It's like, oh, excellent. Come. They require a book for what looks to be either Japanese or Chinese hieroglyphic writing. Do us a favor, please. And then you hear 2 knocks on the small table in the middle of the room, and the sliding ladder moves on its own to a spot, and then you see it kind of bow every so often as if someone was climbing up the ladder, and then a book gets pulled and it just drops to the floor. Thank you, Christian.
Christian, thank you, Christian. Who is one of your coterie?
No, Christian is a ghost. He haunts the library.
Is this the first time that I've ever dealt with a ghost?
And it might just be.
I'm like, wait. I mean, it makes sense because we're real, but wow, and you're like a helpful one too.
Christian is very helpful. He was one of the first, from the little bits that I have come to understand of our time together. Christian was one of the first settlers here in Portland. He enjoys the books very much, and he thrives on the feelings and emotions that either children or some of the youth get when they read books here, or when they daydream of certain things. It seems to be the equivalent, from what I have examined, of him feeding. So from what I have seen, there is no beast in the afterlife. So And at that, you do see another streak on a foggy window, a second streak, and then an upside down U.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He does that every time that I mention that he has no beast to speak of, so I imagine that there must be something equivalent on the other side. It is a shame that we will never get to see that.
Well, Christian, I wish the best for you in your afterlife.
He knocks twice on the table.
So I go over to the books and I'm like, I'm gonna try to do it, but if not, I'm gonna ask Gregory to help me because I don't know if I could do it or I'm gonna, I'm assuming Erikson may come over too, so we can all look at the book and kind of look at the.
Yeah. You can, if you're both going to be looking through it, it's going to be not wits. Sorry, it's going to be intelligence and academics.
That is by far my largest dice pool of 2.
Fantastic! Oh God, how do I have more dice pools? Oh, it's a senator. You're a senator. It makes sense that the academics is low.
That is correct.
It makes sense.
I was part of the Bible Belt, so they don't care about education. They just want to worry about.
Oh no!
I'll roll for Gregory.
I got a 10 on my hunger die, and I got a 9.
It's a mental roll though. I'm not gonna do a bestial crit.
I read the shit out of this.
You turn pages away. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Ate the pages. You're like, I know everything.
I'm getting knowledge.
I got 6 successes on Gregory with a hunger of 2. So
okay, I got a 10 on my hunger die and a 9.
Okay, and then that's 2.
That's fine. I got a 7 on the hunger die and I got a 1. So that's all.
So that's 1. Yeah. That's all. So the 2 of you start looking. You find between the 2 of you, you find 3 of the symbols.
Okay.
And each of the symbols you find has 4 different meanings.
Oh, wonderful.
2 main meanings and 2 sub meanings. As Gregory starts to look, he narrows it all down and he gives you now a list of what they are, but each one has a minimum of 2 main interpretations and at least 1 sub-interpretation. The whole message is about 43 symbols long.
Okay.
So you're looking at 86N possibilities.
Wonderful.
And we've only got 3 out of the 43 symbols?
No, he narrowed down the rest of the 43 with his successes. But I'm just saying 86N. Where is it on this calculator?
No, 86 to the nth power is not good.
No.
But
no. Oh, that might be it. Exclamation point.
And when he goes through these, as far as for the main translation, because you said that there's the main meaning and then the sub meaning for the letters, correct?
Yep.
Can we, out of those 43, what would be the main? Do any of those have the main interpretation be regarding power or wealth?
There are a couple, more than a couple of them that refer to wealth or power of any kind.
Is there anything having to do with directions, or locations, like potentially like a meeting place?
The main repeated themes are power, wealth, life, death, the sky, or weather, depending on how you want to interpret it, fire, water, earth.
Heart.
No.
Captain Planet.
No. There are no combining of powers here. But those are the main kind of repeated themes that you see either in the main interpretation or in the sub-interpretation.
Okay. Man, I don't know.
Would let me? I want to ask. I would imagine you. Is it or your your name? I just want to make sure I'm saying this correct. Uh, Gregory or Gregory?
Grigori Handel is my name.
Gregory, thank you. Gregory, I imagine you've come across languages like this before, considering that you live in Portland and how we have uh, the Kwaijin here.
Mhm.
Have you seen something like this?
Messages this long I have not seen. No, they tend to be rather short and non-descriptive. It's very much there. This looks to be a kind of. I would say that this is the cipher for whatever messages they have been sending to each other. So this could be very useful for the prince.
That's what I'm hoping.
This looks like it could be very useful for all of us dealing with the equation moving forward.
And how's your relationship, your interaction with Equation while being here?
Very minimal. I tried to stay away from them as much as possible, and they don't come this far into the city to deal with me. On the off chances that I've had to go looking for regents inside of their territory, I have always used Camille. Christian tends to have a very short radius away from the library.
I described the plainclothes person to him. I'm like, have you seen somebody like this?
I apologize. I'm not very familiar with their appearances.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't spend time there, and they don't spend time here, so
that's probably the best for you.
Of course. If you are looking to find someone that has spent time with them, you might look at Miss Harlow. Jessica Harlow is the city's thin blood. She owns a small club called the Hangman's Corner. Aside from the macabre and gallows humor, it is not a terrible place. Assuming that you can stomach thin blood. Unintended. And he kind of smiles.
He's a I can I can deal with thin bloods. That's not a problem.
Small doses, I understand.
Get it? Small, thin. And then I smirk at him.
Birds of a feather, Mr. Wright.
I agree, Grigori. I agree. Well, I think we're gonna go check that out. I ask him the directions to it. You don't have to,
yeah.
But I'm like,
it tells you how to get there.
Perfect. And it was a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Grigori.
Likewise. And he goes over. You see him turn the knob left, and then he turns the knob right, and all the glass defogs, and it becomes visible again. He opens the doors.
While he does that, I'll actually knock on whatever table's next to me. I'll knock twice.
Okay. You get a second softer set of knocks. Kunk.
Christian, pleasure. Love your city and your library. And I
do be safe until Friday.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave a coin for him, for Christian.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna and for Grigori, I'm gonna small token of my appreciation to you and Christian.
Wait, a real one or one?
No, none of the fake ones. The fake ones are broken in half.
Okay.
I still have 6 real ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you see that he slides into the middle of the table. And he slides his next to the other one. It's like, and he knocks twice. Enjoy some, Christian. And as you walk away, he closes the doors behind you as you leave, and you do hear the coins clinking into each other.
I made friends with a ghost.
You sure did.
All right.
Wait until his shadow takes over.
Eddie, you gotta go.
Oh shit.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I'm like,
hanging
thank
on
you,
the
and I wave to Camila as we go out. I'm like,
she holds her hand up. Bye. It was nice to meet you.
You as well.
He goes back to his post. Yeah. He goes back to his post behind her, and he just goes back and opens the book to where he was reading.
And we see that no one else is as we can tell, there's nobody else in here besides them.
There's maybe one other person. You can hear every so often a shuffle.
Kill him.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah. It comes from like upstairs somewhere, so it's not not pressing.
Do we want to wait for Andreas, or do we want to go to this place without Andreas?
That's a question.
I don't want to go. I kind of want to go.
I kind of want to go and pick. Well, wait, but Augustus is still
Augustus is hurt. Yeah. He can't heal.
Augustine is still hurt.
Yeah.
I was trying to change it to Augustus Gloop.
Augustus Gloop.
Now that we've spoken to Gregory, it's Augustus.
Yeah.
If you want to go, let's go. Then all right.
I'll leave a note for Andreas.
Well, we're not going back to the house. We're just gonna go straight over there. No.
Yeah. I mean, you could call the house.
Let's call the house.
Yeah, I'll go to the nearest payphone. Call the house.
Yeah, and you hear Eileen pick up. Yep, how can I help?
Hey, this is Eric the Red.
Yep.
How you holding up over there?
Well, we're running low on coffee, so if you could pick some up, that'd be fantastic.
I'll go ahead and let Melvin know. Just if you happen to see Andreas pop up, please just let him know. We'll be heading to the Hangman's Corner.
All right, I'll let him know. You hear the sound of like a hand going over the receiver. They're going to the Hangman's Corner, and you just hear muffled over the side over the phone. Well, all right, that's where I'm gonna go.
Awesome.
Oh, it's okay. It's Andreas.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
So
that was like Colleen. I'm like, no, stay.
No, stay. They're all coming. They're all coming.
Party
now. Yeah. So I'll hang up the phone. There's nothing that's open right now, right? Besides, like
7-Eleven, like
maybe a 7-Eleven.
If they were around at that time, they were around at that time.
They were around at the time.
Yeah. I'll pick up some shitty
Circle K.
A
Circle K.
Circle K. Yeah. King
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
Yeah. Anything Kroger's might be around. So.
Yeah.
There's no vaquita, if that's what you're asking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. There's not gonna be a vaquita here. So if anything, it's while we're on the way to Hangman's Corner, if we just happen to run into one of those stores, I'll pick up some shitty coffee. Like, because I don't care about coffee, so I'll just pick up whatever's the cheapest that's there and be like, all right.
Yeah.
Put it here.
Yeah, it's very easy to find a corner shop that's kind of open 24/7.
You're gonna buy coffee before we go to the bar, so you're gonna carry coffee around the bar?
It's in the car.
Oh, that's true.
Well, yeah, I'm just. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Coffee for all you thin blood bitches.
No. Here you go.
Who wants coffee?
Yeah, so
pocket coffee.
Yeah.
Just throw it in somebody's face.
That's gonna be my new weapon: is coffee and coins.
You just You just like fastball bags of coffee at people, see if their heads explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You
can't
know
tell.
what?
You
That
can't
might
tell.
actually happen. If we bring that up to Will, something might actually happen now.
Oh, we see.
Dirty fighting. Light up the eyes.
I'll give Andreas the idea. So
Yeah.
we're Hangman's Corner is located where?
It is
Portland.
not too far. It is important. Spoilers. It's not too far from downtown. Like, it's in the center of the city, more or less. It's nowhere near the river, so you're not going to be anywhere near the riverfront properties. But it's not near. It's not. It's like maybe 20 minutes from the Bean venue, the Beyond venue.
Yeah.
Beyond venue.
Yeah. And it's about. It's almost like. It's a little bit further south. But it's like between the Bean venue and Gresham. So it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
But it's far enough away where it's not interacting with
Yeah.
any of the clientele from Gresham.
No. Like, you'll get there before Andreas, because he's coming from further west than you are.
Okay. This is key for the next session when we're in a fight. We know when he's arriving.
Yeah.
You see a bottle slash on some reason.
But you get to the Hangman's Corner, and it is a corner bar. It's almost like, it's not as impressive as the Flatiron Building, but it is kind of similar in that it is a one-story bar that is a little bit bigger than a regular first story, and there is an apartment complex above it that goes up 2 floors, but otherwise it's not as big as the Flatiron. But it does kind of have that angular vibe to it as you drive up. You can hear what sounds like a jukebox playing Wheel in the Sky.
Nice.
Small crowd. It's almost 1 o'clock, so there's not a big crowd. Looks like maybe 6 or 7 people. 2 of them are at a bar, 2 of them are at a table, and the other 3 are kind of in the back corner throwing darts. But there are 2 dartboards. There's a foosball table. Because foosball is big in the 80s.
This is going to be my new thing with Melvin. I'm going to take the darts and take the foosball balls, and that's going to be my weapons from now on. It's going to be coins. I'm going to be Gambit, but fucking...
No. Sure. But there is a foosball table. It looks like there was one of those bar billiards tables, but it looks like it's been gutted, and there is just kind of a set of mock stand-ups for like the different events that are happening in the bar for the rest of the month. Everything has a little bit like a little tent with dates on it and drink specials on both sides. So
I wouldn't expect there to be a pool table in a vampire bar, because then that's easy access steaks.
Correct.
But darts, are they made of wood?
Nope.
No, they're not.
No.
And neither are the foosballs.
Yeah.
Neither are the foosballs. Everything's metal.
Some guy just fashioning a foosball into a tiny little dart to flick at somebody.
But behind the bar, you see, excuse me, this tall, thick, black gentleman, short cropped hair, a little bit of an angled flat top, very much like Kid and Play style.
Fantastic.
Chrysler Building.
But it doesn't fit the body style, bro. Like, he is much too big to be wearing that kind of hair. A little bit of a beard coming in, light grayish eyes. He's got right now in the bar, it's a little bit warm because the heaters are on. So he's got a undershirt and a Hawaiian shirt just fly like straight up open. Slacks, which look to have suspenders coming up underneath the actual Hawaiian shirt, but in between the Hawaiian shirt and the undershirt. And he kind of smiles as you two come in, holds up his hand. What's up? Come on in, find a seat. What can I get you?
Greetings, yes. And I look at Erikson.
Oh,
you
no,
know,
you started.
You know Halloween was a couple weeks back, right?
I suffered a bad burn.
Oh, sorry. Then I didn't want to assume.
Yeah, in fact, we're trying to
And
bring him out and
I faint like I'm sad from what he said, so that I gain sympathy.
Okay.
And I don't have to do anything with my face because I got a mask on, baby.
All right. Roll manipulation and performance.
Oh, god damn it. My one die, baby. One die.
Ooh, boy.
Considering that I'm going to be in on this with him, is there?
But
any
I'm just
way
putting my head down. I just put my head down and I have a mask on.
But you just said that you want to elicit sympathy, so this is a performance.
I got a 7. I got one success on my one die.
Okay, I mean he's a human, so it doesn't matter that he beat you.
That he beat you.
I have 4 dice. I have better odds. But he kind of looks and he nods. And he's like, "All right, okay."
He's like, "Yeah, what? Right.
Yeah. Can I get you guys anything? Beer, liquor?"
I look around and I say, "You know what? Considering that you said there's only like a few people here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, how about a round for everybody here in the bar?"
And everybody just kind of cheers.
Except that asshole. No, I'm just kidding.
Except that asshole.
And I just point to some
that guy's like, I actually, while they're interacting, the whole idea is I can scope out to see if this is all humans. Am I able to have some discerning factor that some of these people are not human at the moment, just so that I get an understanding of what we're dealing with?
You could try to spot if anybody's not human.
I'm gonna certainly try.
You get your willpower back, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You haven't healed, so I have.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna touch your health.
It's okay. My health. I am so surprised that I haven't died yet.
I mean, you got one damage, so it's up to you when you want to heal that. But yeah, make a wits and awareness roll.
Okay, cool. I got you.
And let's see what you get.
See how many 6s I get this time.
Yeah.
All right, so 1 on the hunger. 1 on the hunger, 10, 7, 7, 9, and an 8. Jesus.
Okay. So you look around. The couple of guys at the bar, completely human. The couple of guys at the table, superhuman.
Superhuman.
Yeah.
Boom! They start lifting shit.
It's a report. Yeah, it's a reporter for the Daily Planet. And
and a test pilot for Star Labs.
There it is.
Yep.
The 2 guys that are trying to get some action with the young lady at the dartboards are definitely human, but the girl might not be human.
Cool.
There's moments where you don't see the chest move up and down. Don't see her blink. It's almost like
Was she excited that I gave everybody a round? Did she have any reaction?
No reaction whatsoever.
Of course she doesn't. The one person who's not excited for alcohol.
Yeah. But everybody else is ecstatic. But you do notice that this is a sausage party. There's just the one girl. But the gentleman behind the bar just kind of slides a receipt at you, and he's just like, anything for you two, or is it just going to be the round for the bar? Because that's going to come out to $86.
Nah, I might I want to just take a break for a little bit here. I'm a little still drunk from the other what's that? The place over there.
Don't mind him. He literally got out of. He literally is still recovering from his obvious ailments that he's encountered, and yeah, he's a little bit of a of a lightweight, unfortunately. So we're actually just this is actually new to us because we're new to Portland, as you can tell, and
like, man, fuck you, and I walk away. Like I start stumbling away, and I go towards the bathroom.
Okay.
I don't know why I decided to act like this, but I'm doing it, and I'm rolling with it.
I sit down at the stool and I take out 100 from the pocket, and as I do that, I look up and look into this beautiful black man's eyes and cast awe.
Okay, so you're gonna turn on awe.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn on awe.
Yeah,
just so that I can have a nice conversation with the gentleman.
Yeah, everybody starts to look at you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's everybody in the thing.
Yeah, except her.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Except her. Yeah. But so she doesn't. But does she notice that this is happening?
Yep.
That's good. That's all I wanted.
Yep.
I cast that. I look over. I say while I do that, and I want to be able to glance over to make sure that I notice that. I just was actually curious to know about the owner of this establishment. Someone told me Jessica Hollow.
Oh, Miss Harlow is the general manager, but she doesn't own the place. Somebody else owns it.
Okay.
It's a corporation.
Okay, I understand. I was actually brought here because a mutual friend of ours is actually coming in town and wanted me to speak with her. So I don't know if she's available.
Jess, are you available? And he calls out, and she
the one behind me.
Yeah, and she kind of turns in your direction, and without even looking at the dartboard, she throws the dart, and you see it hit not the bullseye, but the little ring outside the bullseye. And she goes, "Yeah, I am now." And she comes over.
How far did I get before that happened?
Like you got to the door to the bathroom,
and I heard this.
Mm-hmm.
I go, and I just turn back around.
Okay.
And I just start.
Yeah, she comes up behind the bar next to the gentleman, and she's like, "All right, so how can I help you boys?"
I turn off awe just so that this gentleman can go about what he's doing.
And she pats him on the arm, on the big thick arm. He's like, "Go take care of everybody else. Wallace, deliver the drinks. I'll deal with these gentlemen." And he's like, "All right, yeah, sure." And she turns her attention back to you boys. All right, so how can I help you?
Even though it's not necessary, I pull the beer fest where it's like, we're not that drunk. And I like sober up. Like I go from my horrible rendition of a drunk person. And I just go, Miss Harlow, it's a pleasure.
No, for you maybe. But we'll see how that turns out. If it's still going to be a pleasure for me or not.
Oh, I already like this. My name is Erikson Wood, and I extend my hand.
She shakes it.
We're actually pretty open about what we said earlier. We're very, we're new to Portland, and we've actually done, some exploring of this place, and a lot has just led us over to you, actually, to this establishment, which I love, by the way. This reminds me of my place in Salem, just not dilapidated.
Oh, you boys are from Salem, huh?
Well, Chicago, originally.
All right, well, welcome to Portland. What can I do for the two of you?
I want to see. I don't know if you have an idea, but I have an idea.
No, but I look dead at you going, this is...
Okay, so when she says that, when she says that, I just pull out one of the coins and I just start flipping it through my hands. And but it in a place where she can see that I'm flipping the coin.
Yep.
And I'm just like, well, we met a nice gentleman by the name of Grigori who directed us towards you. And I just dropped I dropped the coin on the receipt and I just let it go and I lift up my arm. She says, you might be able to help with certain things, and I kind of look down at the coin.
She slides the coin off of the receipt and the $100 bill and slides it closer to you. And she goes, I'm gonna have to apologize. I love the theatrics and the spinning of the coin and the whole subtext of what you want to get out of me. But if you could just tell me flat out the fuck you want instead of going through hoops and ladders, I would appreciate that severely, seeing as how all you tower vampires tend to look down on me and my kind. So if you could cut the shit and just go straight to the point, save us all a good amount of time, I think.
Well,
I like her. I literally say that out loud. I'm like, I like her.
Well, if you want it that way, we know that your kind spends a lot of time over there, and we were told by Grigori that you know a lot about what's going on there. We've come across some very important information, and we believe that you might be able to help us obtain more of that information. And I do it. Should I show it to her? I don't know if I should just show it to her, or pull it out or not.
Now, dude, we're in public.
I take out I hold it up. I don't give it to her. I hold up the paper.
Okay. She looks at it. No. You got a hold of some of their propaganda. All right.
Propaganda.
See, we're already helping each other. You got $100 off of us with that wonderful smile and charming personality, and now we know that there's propaganda going on. I nudge you, and I'm like, put another 100 on there.
I mean, you don't have to be sarcastic with this woman. Just like put another 100 down. I'm like, you could tell that Erikson, if
no, you're gonna have a wife.
However, I am starting to like this person more and more as we go through all this.
And I tell her, and for the record,
there's a lot of Sam coming through.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, no, yeah.
And I go,
this is a Sam that's not Sam, which is actually really good.
And I go, and before we go forward, it's tough to make generalizations about somebody based on what most people think about. I have personally no problem with your kind.
I appreciate that. Actions speak louder than words, though, from what I've come to learn. So when you prove that to me, we can start to be more civil towards each other.
Business it is then.
Mm-hmm.
You said
then you are kindred. You are very clearly from the Prince's clan, so I can only assume that you drank the same Kool-Aid. So you'll forgive me if I assume that the two of you are going to be straight up dicks, just because I wasn't created in the same manner that the two of you were.
As I recall, the sarcasm began from the other end of the bar. So, with me, I have no problems with this. I tend to be theatric, and I do apologize for that. It's in my nature. But let's just start the slate clean. You said propaganda,
right?
Like we said, we're new here. Can you give us some more details on that?
That's some of the paperwork that they've been spreading around is dealing with acquisitions that they've come to make. from what I have heard, it seems that these not kindred are working in tandem or just getting extremely lucky with timetables, but a lot of their advancements have come with certain attacks that the Anarchs have pulled off. And from what I've come to understand, the pipeline has been compromised.
Oh, so are you talking about what has happened this past Friday?
No, the pipeline. The pipeline.
Oh, the pipeline.
Seattle to San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what I've been hearing since they've been showing up here.
Yep. And you're hundreds up.
I nudge.
No, you didn't have to do that. I'm just like, here, I take out two more bills, and I place it on. I go, how's your interaction with the Kuai-Jin here?
She takes the 3 extra 100 that you've given her to not count against the tab, and she folds it, just like she grabs and she folds it, and then she immediately sticks it into her bra. Under her shirt. And she says, I have had good dealings with them in the past. They are not as distasteful towards me and my kind as the rest of the tower is. And I think it's because they don't know how to deal with me and my kind.
Really? So it's more of a respect or fear that
I can't tell you, but everybody talks about having feeling like they're being bogged down or having a weight on their shoulders every time they go into Gresham, and I've never felt that.
Interesting.
What have you heard from this past Friday? Because obviously everybody's heard about what happened there at the casino.
Oh, the attack on the casino?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody says that it's a big move by the prince, but none of the Primogen are taking credit for it. So whoever did it definitely stirred up a hornet's nest. I'll tell you that.
How so?
The 3 families are calling for a blood feud.
Three families. Considering that we've had to deal Kuai-Jin before, we have those names as far as the 3 families. And do they extend outside of Portland, or is it just Portland?
You asking her, or you asking me as a DM?
You as the storyteller.
You do not know who the 3 families are, and you don't know how far they extend.
Let me ask. These 3 families, they like hanging banners up, you know?
Yeah.
Snakes, beans.
Yeah, they're real particular about their ancestry. Sure, yeah.
Okay.
You don't deal with them at all, do you? Like, as far as they've never asked you or your
Not at all.
kind to ever work on anything?
Not at all.
Do you happen to have any of their propaganda? Any of those leaflets that they passed out?
Nope. They don't give them to me.
Do you? But and then the paper that has the writing, pointing to it. Do you know at all what this says?
Not really, but it is propaganda. It's talking about the oppression of the white man and how, they have been blessed by the elements and the gods that came before them, and how they are, just biding their time like a serpent would to strike. But whatever happened on Friday is definitely pushed up their timetable to strike. I'll tell you that.
But you're not privy to that information.
Just the vibe that I've gotten.
So they're accepting of your kind.
As far as I know, I never told them. I've never flat out told anyone to their face that I'm a kindred, but they've never pointed at me and shouted or set fire or anything, ran me off like Frankenstein's mob.
I'm glad that they didn't do that. And, I'm curious, what do you think about this renegade militia group from this church? I don't know if you've heard anything about this, because
Nope.
there's some people that are pointing it at them that caused this on Friday.
If they did that, then they're a lot smarter than I gave them credit for, because the Second Inquisition, from what I've heard of other cities, it's like a dog chasing its own tail. For being government funded, they are fucking morons.
Government funded.
Your 200's up.
Conversation. Yeah, this is such an enlightening conversation.
I can't think of anything else to ask.
I look them open out.
And as you see the door swing open and Andreas walk in, I think this is a good point to call it for tonight.
All right.
So, as always, I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank you for being part of this and letting me torture you with more Vampire the Masquerade. As always, Mondays are for vampires here in the channel. Tuesdays until the end of the month, I'm going to be over at McStabber Studios, which I highly recommend you go check out. They do some fantastic work over there. They've allowed me to run 4 seasons worth of Mage the Ascension over there. This is the final season. There's a lot of shenanigans, is the best word I think, for what's been happening over there. And every other Friday right now, we are trying to get a Dungeons and Dragons game going, but life has had a way of ruining our schedule, Pokemon tournaments and things like that. But life is life. But as always, I want to thank you guys for participating, for joining us in the chat. As always, we take mental health on the channel very seriously. It should not be locked behind a taboo subject matter or behind an uncomfortable tag of any kind. So please understand that it is okay to not be okay. And if you need help and you're watching live, there's phone numbers going up in our Twitch chat. They'll be in the description box if you're watching YouTube, because mental health is part of our general health. And if you need help, just know that there are resources out there to help you get the help that you need. If you're not in the United States, there's a link going up so you can find the resources in the areas nearest to you. Because, we've been through a lot, and this whole scenario showed us that we are much more fragile than we think we are. So with that, if you're a friend or family member of a strong or happy-go-lucky personality, please check in on them. You never know how far a simple hello or how are you text can change the trajectory of somebody's life. So please check in on yourselves, check in on each other, take care of yourself, take care of each other. As always, Mondays for Vampire, Tuesdays right now are for Mage, otherwise they are for Werewolf the Wild West or Legend of the Five Rings, which are 2 phenomenal stories that I highly recommend you check on. But you can always go to our YouTube channel, check us out there, catch up, look at the backlog, check out the Star Wars game that wrapped up rather nicely, because one of the players tonight was in that. And if not, we'll see you when we see you, but have yourselves a good night. Take care of each other, and we are out.